Hello and welcome back to the Make My Day sewing sessions. You're here with Miss Libby Rose again, and today we are going to make a vintage style apron. So we're picking it up a bit with our sewing skills, and we're going to look at making this funky apron. So the first thing that you're going to need is to cut out your pattern. Now I've started with mine using paper, and what I wanted to do was create, I quite liked doing like a love heart shape at the top and then turned it into an apron bit at the bottom. So what you'll need to do is really just lay out some paper and then measure yourself from here down, and then you'll know how wide you want it. So how long, so measure from here down and then the width, and then just draw it out as a shape. So we've got sort of that piece like that. So I've got my bottom, and then there is the top, which is a love heart shape. You can have yours straight across as well. Okay, so once you've got your initial pattern cut out, then you can then cut it out with fabric. Use two types because it's going to be, you're going to be lined. You don't want to see the back. So I've got this lovely bright pink, and then I've got this nice floral on the other side. So cut two pieces. So I've got my pieces all cut out, and what I would like to do is add some applique. So although that you could just have this as fully lined, I'm actually going to have mine as a reversible apron so that you can wear it either side. So I'm going to do my applique as a pink heart on the floral. I'll just pop it up at the top there, at the top of the heart, at the top of the big heart. I'm going to have just a little heart applique, and then the same, I'll have a floral applique on the pink side. So if I choose to wear it either side, depends what I'm baking that day. Okay. So if you'd like to go ahead and do your applique now, and then we can come back. So we can come back after the applique is done. So you should know from earlier videos, and I think some of my other videos, I'm talking about the applique. We use Bonder web, peel off the edge, and so the paper's gone. Pop that, iron it on, and stitch around the edge. So once you've done your applique, come back to me. So press pause for a bit and then come back to me. Okay. So after you have done your applique, so I've put my hearts on, and perhaps you could add a pocket or whatever it is that you would like to add onto your apron. Then we lay our two pieces with the right sides together. So I've got good side and good side facing each other. Pop some pins in around so it keeps it nice and safely together. And so you've got them secure and it's not going to slide when you are stitching it. And as I always say with the pinning, so your stitch line, so the head of the pin is well away from the stitch line, and you're pinning horizontal to your vertical line, always, because it's so much easier when you're stitching. Now, I've got my pins in. The next thing I need to do is to create a chalk mark or a pencil mark or whatever it is that's easier for you to use to where I would like my straps to come from. So I know that on the bottom part I need two straps that will go around my waist and tie at the back. So I'm going to leave a mark here where I'd like my straps to go, and I'll put another mark on the exact same side but on the opposite side. So I've got two in the bottom for my straps, and then at the top of the heart, so I'll want some straps that go around the top. And this side, this time it's really important to get these exact. So I'm going to fold my apron in half, and I'm going to put some marks here for my strap lines at the top, and I need to make them exact on the other side. So now I will So with right sides together the whole way around, but I'm going to leave a gap at every point that I've just made those marks. So I've got 4 points, 1, 2 for the straps at the top and 1, 2 for the straps at the side. So go along following the edge of the fabric against the edge of the foot on the machine. So it's going along nice and straight and the whole way around the apron and just leaving those gaps. Now one of those gaps you're going to use to turn the whole thing through. So hopefully you've made a gap wide enough at one of them for the straps. I'm going to be using ribbon for my straps. But obviously you can use whatever you like, but I've just found some nice vintage pink ribbon and I'm going to use that. So I've left it wider than I need it, so it's going to be easy for me to pop through after. But for now, go around and stitch, leaving your gaps, and then come back to me. Okay, so we're back with our apron and it's all been stitched together with right sides together. Now, as I said in the bunting video when we were doing shapes and stitching them together, we are going to put some notches to make it easier for this to sit nice and flat. So in the center of my heart at the top and then the whole way around here. So I'm going to get a nice curve going around the top here. So it's just little notches with using your scissors. Just teeny notches up to the stitch line, making sure that you don't hit the stitch line, but just right up to it, okay? Right, so I've done that. Now I'm going to use the hole that I used for my side straps to turn it all through. So this is no mean feat. I'm going to turn the whole apron using this little hole that I left here when we did the chalk marks and then when we stitched around and left a hole there. So it's going to be a bit of a shuffle, but try and turn it all through using that little hole. So you might also, if somebody in your household's got littler fingers than you, might be worth a little bribe to get them to turn it through for you. And at the same time, you could flick your iron on and warm that up ready, because we'll be needing that in a second as well, once this is all pulled through. Nice and be nice and creased when it comes through, but it's worth it. Believe me, it's worth it for this cool apron. Okay, so I'm shuffling all of that through, getting there. And then once it's through, we'll lay it flat and press it, and also use the iron to press in where we've left the holes, so that it makes it nice and neat and there's no rough edges hanging out. Okay, there we go. Right, so it sort of turns into a nice ball, and then just shuffle it through. And with a bit of luck, it's going to resemble an apron without its straps. Phew, yes it is. Oh, it looks lovely. Hooray. That's good. We do something brand new and it actually works. Great. Okay, so give it a bit of a shuffle to try and get those corners out, and the round bit at the top of the heart out and around. Bit of a shuffle. Okay, how's yours looking? I hope it's good as well. Hope you're pleased. I quite like this. Right, so what I meant was these holes here, turn them in so they're following that stitching line. Okay, so where you've just stitched, you can turn them in. so that when you press it, that they will sit nice and flat and down. Okay, lovely. Right, so take it to your ironing board, iron it, and just when you get to those holes, I hope that's made sense, just turn them inwards so that they're following that stitching line, okay? And then we'll just attach our straps. So if you want to give it a nice press and then come back to me. Okay, so it's now pressed and looking really lovely. I've just had to roll out all of the seams just to make it so that it shapes nicely. But I'm very pleased with how mine's looking so far. And all we need to do then is add our straps. So I've got 4 pieces of ribbon. I've got longer pieces for around my tummy, and shorter pieces just that will go around my neck. So the little gaps that we left, find your little gap and pop ribbon inside the gap there. Okay, so that's that piece, and then just pop a pin in there to hold it in place, and then another piece around to the other side at the top, and again a pin to pop it in place, and then the other 2 will go in the holes that I left for around the tummy part. Now it's up to you, but you can just do a small stitch across there and across there, so across all of the points that we've just added in, or you can do a top stitch around the whole apron, and that will then secure these at the same time, so then you've got a continuous line going around the whole apron. I suggest doing a top stitch the whole way around, but it's absolutely personal choice, so you can choose however you would like to attach these. But once the straps are on, then we've got a lovely vintage style apron with a bit of applique on the side, and these will just go round the top there. And then I've got another 2 here that will go around my midriff. So I would suggest doing a top stitch the whole way around. And I would love to see any pictures or anything that you can offer up on the Facebook page with your creativeness and your designs. I will be putting mine up there as well. All right, thank you so much. And I'm going to see you again tomorrow for some more Make My Day sewing sessions. Thank you. Bye.